Hello friends, fellow beer geeks, I'm Wes, the craft beer geek, and tonight I have a beer for you from New Belgium Brewing out of Colorado, Fort Collins, Colorado to be exact. This is probably their most sought after beer. This is their LaFolie. It's a Belgian sour ale. It's probably the most well-known sour ale that's made in the United States. So we tried, in a past episode, we tried the Rodenbach Grand Cru, which is probably the most well-known sour ale of them all. But this is the most well-known of the North American ones. It's not easy to find sort of over here on the East Coast. I actually bought this when I was in Milwaukee and shipped it back to myself because it's pretty much impossible to find here without trading. So it's been something I've been looking forward to. I'm kind of excited to try it, so I thought I'd treat myself to having this. And it was kind of funny. I have this New Belgium glass. I bought this here in Florida. You can buy New Belgium glasses, but you can't buy their beer here, so it's kind of weird. But anyway, this is the LaFolie. This is the Belgian sour, as I said. 6% alcohol by volume. 22-ounce bomber. I think they were right around $9 or $10 a piece. Very reasonable. And this is the 2011 one. So I think the 2012 was out already. So this is about a year old now. So let's go ahead and get this cracked open and I'll let you know what I think. Okay, so this pours out a very nice dark brown color. I should say that they do list this as a sour brown ale officially, so that's sort of the style they list this as. Does appear to be pretty clear. There is some carbonation streaming up from the bottom of the glass. There is an etching at the bottom of this glass, so it's kind of difficult to see, but quite a bit of carbonation is pretty typical with a sour ale. See what the aroma is like. Very sour, fruity smell. A little bit different than, say, the Rodenbach was like. Different than the Cigar City Sea Bass that I'm used to. That's more of like a balsamic sort of sourness. This is very fruity. I get some apricot. A lot of apricot in the aroma on this. Apricot, sour peach maybe, sort of in that ballpark. I'm ready to go ahead and dive in and give this a taste and see what it's like. Cheers. That's very different than other sours I've had before. Very interesting. Very fruity in the flavor. A lot lighter than I expected it to be. Sort of a medium to light mouthfeel. Almost like a sweet tart or some sort of sour candy, sour fruit candy. I can see why this is so highly sought after and so highly ranked as far as a sour ale. As I'm getting further into this, I'm getting some like an apple cider vinegar sort of profile to it, with some woody finish, a nice oaky finish, and in the end there. Yeah, this is a great beer. I can see this going with a lot of different kinds of foods, desserts, just a lot of different things. It's enjoyable just by itself. It's different. It's a major explosion of flavor. It's really good beer. I just really enjoy sour beers in general, and all the different kinds of flavors that people are able to get out of them, and I hope to see more of them in the future. They're quite difficult to make, and they can be dangerous to a brewery to brew with these kind of bacteria, but wonderful beverages come out of this. So I think I've given you a pretty good idea of what this is like. This is definitely not for a beginner. but this is an amazing sour ale. Like I said, very different from things like a Rodenbach Grand Cru or Cigar City Sea Bass that are more of a balsamic sort of. This is more of a sour fruit, a sour apple. Really, really good, really tasty. I have no problems at all giving this a 10 out of 10. This is an amazing beer. I'm really enjoying it, and I wish we could get it here on the East Coast. But for now, if you're on the East Coast, you probably have to mail order this or trade for it. But yeah, 10 out of 10, New Belgium, LaFolie. I'm Wes, the Craft Beer Geek. I don't drink bad beers. You shouldn't either. And we'll see you next time. Cheers.